Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Allie and Rob here on Grounded Life Finances, and today we are sharing on why you should consider Thailand for early retirement.
Yeah, we're coming to you today from the Virgin Scarlet Lady cruise ship, which has been fabulous to be on, but we're going to dive right in here and share with you why you should consider Thailand. There are tons of reasons. It is probably our favorite place to be while we're doing full-time travel, pretty much without a doubt.
I think anytime we can find our way over there, we do.
Yeah, so
I think we're constantly looking for specials to get there.
the first reason you should consider Thailand for early retirement is cost. It is among the more affordable countries to live in long-term, full-time. Things just are pretty inexpensive there. I'll give you some examples of things. For a lot of things like food and supplies, it's going to be about half the price. And some other things, it's going to be about a tenth of the price. So when you go, like our grocery bill, you probably talk better about this, but things are about half the price at home. Yeah.
Yes, and it depends on if you're shopping at a regular Thai grocery store or one that has imported food from either the UK or Australia or the US. It's going to be a little bit more, but it will still be less expensive than if you're buying it in the US, which is really kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah, and then things like getting a massage there or something would be roughly $60 or $70 in the US. And it's about $6 in Thailand. So
yes, just six. The number 6.
Yeah, just 6.
That's it.
And you've told me getting manicure and pedicure is pretty cheap too.
I spend about $9 for manicure pedicure combo regularly, which includes color on my toes, which is an insane rate. You can't get either one of those in the US for that price.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is housing, and it's kind of the same thing. It's very affordable, but it's not only affordable, it's very, very nice. So we look at housing, we stay on housing in town that we couldn't touch in the United States. We're talking about in the U.S., these condos would cost you millions of dollars because they are beachfront properties. We'll share some of them on the screen here with you, do a little walkthrough of some of ours. And we pay anywhere from $800 to $1,500. I think once we paid $1,800 a month for one of these properties, but they always come with a beachfront view, bedroom, ovens, amazing amenities with pools, beaches.
Top-notch fitness centers inside, guarded, gated buildings. Sometimes they come with even concierge. And there's a lot that's included. Not to mention the fact that, your electricity and water and, internet and all of that stuff is included in the cost as well.
Right. So the prices we're mentioning is an all-in price. Yeah, you don't have to pay anything because it's... we generally get these through Airbnb. If you're going to only be staying in a country for a month or 2 or 3, that's the way to go. If you were to get a Thai visa and stay there for a year or 2 or 5 years, you can get this even cheaper because you could get it on a lease. It'd be probably 30% cheaper than what we're saying here. But I think for someone who's just starting out, going with an Airbnb is perfect. And there's absolutely no hassle, which is the other great part of it is you don't have to worry about it if that air conditioning goes out. It's just not going to be a problem.
Not your problem.
Yeah. So
yeah, and it actually happened to us in one of the units one time, and the owner took care of it, no problem whatsoever.
Yeah,
that was great.
So that's definitely an amazing thing, and definitely a feather in the cap of Thailand is the housing you can get there. Some countries you just can't get good housing, no matter how much you're willing to spend. And that's not the case in Thailand. You can get the best housing you'll ever see in your life there. The next reason to consider Thailand is the people.
The people in Thailand are probably the reason why I originally fell in love with the country on our very first trip there. It was amazing. The people are just so kind, so helpful. It just feels like they're really genuine too, which is amazing. And they just kind of suck you in real quick. I just felt like I belong here. These people are amazing. It was really just so fantastic how quickly you get endeared to the people there. It's just amazing. I mean, this is just a quick little aside. Our first trip there, we spent 4 months there, and our second month there, it was our birthdays, and we went to get a massage for a birthday, and while I was in the massage, went and bought a birthday cake, brought it back to the shop, and when I came downstairs, they sang happy birthday to me with a cake. You're not going to beat that.
No, you're not.
It was the sweetest thing ever.
And I'd say another thing that we get asked this a lot on our other channels that we have, which is, how are you received? Because we are both different races, and in Thailand we have no issue. We're both accepted, totally fine, not even the slightest problem. So I think whoever you are watching this, put those thoughts aside, because in Thailand you're not going to have any issue.
And that's not just when we're together. We also do a lot of things on our own separately when we're there, and I've just never really had any problems whatsoever.
No, but we do get asked that a lot, so I wanted to mention it while we're doing these. We generally do only go to countries like that are pretty welcoming. So if you're watching this and we're mentioning a country, you can pretty much assure that yourself that they're going to be one of the very welcoming countries. Next one's going to be
extremely accepting.
Yeah, extremely accepting. Next one is going to be medical, and the medical facilities. I did not know this, but they are top notch in Thailand. We have had to get some medical care there. I think we've both had dental work done. Yeah, while we're there, and then just the run of the mill. You're sick, or you have some type of illness that you need taken care of, and it has been just like an enlightenment of why don't we do medical care like this in the U.S. Because you just go in, you get it done. I actually had a tooth that was really painful, hurting me. Like, I had waited way too long to get it out, and it needed to come out like that day, like that hour. It was so excruciating. I was like, can we get this out? And I've had this done in the States before, where you have something like that, it's gonna be 3 days before you get anything done. Well, I mean, within an hour that tooth was out, and they drove us back home, right?
Yep, they had a taxi service that was owned by the dentist, and they drove us right back to our apartment building, dropped us off right at the front door, and we were good to go. So didn't even have to hassle with getting a taxi while you had all that gauze and stuff in your mouth. It was unbelievable.
I think it was like $40 maybe, and then we just walked into the pharmacy and got the antibiotic, and I think it was $2 for the antibiotic. With you don't really need to use insurance while you're there,
because even with the insurance, it would have actually cost you more if you tried to go through the insurance, because you would have had to do a copay, and it was actually cheaper than the copays on a lot of the things that we have done.
Yeah, so there's just a very no-nonsense system to medicine. You're sick, you go, you get it done. There's not all this other, running around that you would have to normally do. We're going to go take x-rays, then come back 5 days later and do it. It's just, you go in, you get it done. And the care is top-notch.
Yeah, and even like getting prescription medication refills, you just go to the pharmacy, tell them what you need. Usually we just have our prescriptions from home, like the bottle, show it to them, and they just hand it to you, and you're all set. So everything's really simple.
Things to do. There's so much to do while you're in Thailand, and I'll let you talk about this a little bit more. You'd like to go do a lot more than I do while we're there. But...
Yeah, so that's actually why I started the Travel Thailand with Ali channel. So it's a whole separate channel that I have just dedicated to Thailand. That's how much I love it. Where I just bring you along with me on any activities I do, because Rob is right. I do a lot more activities.
I like to stay by the pool.
He likes to hang out by the pool. It is warm there, so, it does feel better when you're by the pool for you.
Yeah.
Whereas I grew up, in Florida, so I grew up in a little bit warmer temperatures, so the warmer temperatures don't bother me as much. I go out and do more things. There's so many things to do. There's, you can do food tours. You can, there's a lot of history there. You can go see a lot of that. There's a ton of cultural things to learn. You can do that. You can take cooking classes. Oh my goodness, there's literally so many things you can do. Like I said, I share a lot of that on my Travel Thailand with Allie channel, and you can see a lot of those things there, but there's a whole channel of stuff that you can do, so there's going to be a lot.
Yeah, the next one is going to be food. The options for food in Thailand are amazing. They're plentiful, they're cheap, and you can get anything from Thai food to Chinese to Mexican to American. They have all of our restaurants. You can get Krispy Kreme donuts, you can get Domino's, pizza,
Dunkin'
Taco Bell,
Donuts,
McDonald's. Not that you'd want to do all that stuff, but
Starbucks.
if one of you, if you're a couple watching this, one of you is like, I don't know about food, you can eat at Sizzler there. It's
They
like
still have
they
Sizzler.
still have Sizzler. They still have restaurants that we used to have in the U.S. but no longer have. They're still there.
They're still kicking there.
Yeah, they still have Toys R Us too. So
Also true.
it's kind of funny because all the businesses that went out of business in the States, they still have
They're
stores.
still running. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they have almost anything you could think of. The only one you can't get is ChickfilA.
Yes.
If you're a ChickfilA fan. But
Yeah,
you can get
and
KFC.
if anyone has connections at ChickfilA, we would like one in Bangkok. Just let them know for us.
Yeah, put that in. That'd be great. They do really well.
They would do very well.
So the food is not an issue, but you're not going to spend all your time eating American
No.
food. You're going to want to go. I mean, there's just a wide
The Thai,
variety of
well,
food.
the thing is, you don't even have to go very far in order to get Thai food. Why? Because basically it comes to you. If you're out in the morning during rush hour, all of the street food vendors are out there. You barely get outside of your building property and you run into street food vendors. Same thing in the afternoons, and by the evening, before, afternoon rush hour of people going home, the vendors are back out there again, and you can get anything that you want. The food is ridiculously inexpensive. You and I went out one night to see how cheaply we can eat and come home with full tummies. And we had so much food one night, and we had spent like $2.75, and we were like, that's it? We ate a lot of food, but somehow we didn't spend that much. We couldn't even spend $5 in street food because it's so inexpensive.
Yeah.
And the food is phenomenal. If you're open to other cultures' foods, phenomenal. The options are endless for you. And like Rob said, you can eat all the Western food you want as well because they have it all in Thailand.
Yeah, so you can also get delivery there, which is another reason you just won't cook there. You really won't end up cooking a lot because you're either going out, getting street food, getting food delivered, because that's also very cheap. I had gotten this service called Food Panda, I think it was. It's basically the same thing as Uber Eats, where they go pick up your food, bring it to your apartment, and each apartment basically has a table in the lobby where they just drop your food off, you come down, you pick it up, and you could order this thing called Food Panda Pro, which I was like, ooh, I like this. Food Panda Pro. It said free delivery. You got like 15 free deliveries a month. And I was like, well, that sounds pretty good. So let me see how much this is. Well, it was like $1 a month to get this thing. So, the deliveries are like, what, 7 cents a delivery? Something like that?
As opposed to paying the whopping 50 cents they were charging before.
But, we came home and did Uber Eats in America, and it was like I ordered a $6 cheeseburger, and the total was like $47. It's like, how does this happen? Like, what kind of
I don't know
fees?
how people are using Uber Eats and DoorDash
yeah.
in the U.S.
Oh,
It's insane,
man.
you
So,
guys.
yeah. In Thailand, if you order a cheeseburger, the actual price of the delivery is going to be, with the food, $1.42. So it's like you really are getting just the food, and then
and there's not really a minimum because
No.
I've ordered bubble tea before.
Yeah, you can order just a drink.
After a medical procedure, I was just kind of, hanging out in the apartment, recovering, and I really wanted some bubble tea. But bubble tea in Thailand usually runs between 50 and 75 cents, depending on what you add to it. And yeah, I had that delivered. It was less than $1 for the whole thing, and they delivered it to the building. And I know what you're thinking. Rob said there's a table in the lobby and they just dropped the food there. Well, what if someone takes my food? That's actually the next thing, is safety, right?
Yeah.
Safety, it's a very safe
Extremely
country.
safe.
It's extremely safe, and it's just very, Thai people are just very trustworthy. It just, you don't feel like you have to constantly be looking over your shoulder, hanging on to your things, wearing your purse in the front and hanging on to it on the train. None of that. I never even think about it. When we're flying back to the US, I always remind myself, all right, you're not in Thailand anymore, so you got to pay attention to your surroundings, because I just kind of forget about that kind of stuff when we're there, because it's very safe. Not once have I ever looked around and thought, oh, I'm scared. Or even our daughter came to visit us while she was in college, and she walked out and around by herself, no problem. We celebrated New Year's Day one year, came home to our apartment, 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't even look around. I didn't even think about it afterwards at all, because I didn't feel unsafe at all. I've never felt unsafe in Thailand, ever.
I don't think...
Even walking around and doing things by myself, or hiring a driver and having the driver take me somewhere, never felt unsafe ever.
No, I don't think there'd be a situation where you could feel unsafe there. It's just very safe. And then another thing is going to be your options you have available. So you can do anything. If you're in Bangkok, you can do anything from a budget option to high-end luxury. So if you can go to a mall there where you can get, a cell phone case for 50 cents and just get whatever you want. You can get, camera supplies. I go do that a lot. Or you can go to another mall where they sell Rolls Royces right out of the mall. They have just McLaren cars and Harley Davidsons and just
Land Rovers, Jaguar.
They have, I'm walking in there and it's like they have stores I couldn't even consider.
They have a store just for Dyson where you buy all the Dyson products.
Yeah, they have the biggest Apple store that I've ever seen. But it is a shopping extravaganza. If you like to shop, you'll have a lot of options.
Especially if you're looking for high-end stuff. But then, like you said, there's the malls where you go and you can buy a shirt for $3. I've bought pants there for $3.
Yep.
And, it's just amazing. The range they have stuff there for everyone's budget.
Yeah, the baseball hats that I wear in a lot of our videos on the other channel, I always get them there. And they're 99 baht, which but when I bought them, that was about $2.70. So, those are about $35 hats in the United States. So you can go there's different malls for different purposes. You can go to the budget mall, or you can go buy Gucci, like the real stuff. So it's just an amazing range of options you have, and we just love it for that.
Yeah, so as you can see, we highly recommend Thailand for early retirement, or as a place to live for big chunks of time like we do right now. We would settle there, but there's still so much to see, or we would just stop there because we know we love it. And hopefully this kind of helps you, give you a little snippet of what that looks like. If you have any questions about that, go ahead and leave those in the comment section below, because I'm sure other people have the same question too. Give us a like. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel, and we're going to explore more with you here on the channel.